Have you ever wondered why some homes always seem impeccable, organized, and with a sense of lightness that makes us sigh with admiration? What if I told you that there is a secret behind this harmony that can completely transform your home? Today, you will discover the 10 fundamental principles that make the difference between an ordinary home and an environment that transmits peace and well-being. Many people believe that having an organized and cozy home is a matter of luck or having a lot of money to hire professionals. But the truth is quite different. There is a philosophy of life that prioritizes simplicity, functionality, and connection with natural elements. This approach does not depend on the size of your home or your budget. If you don't learn these secrets today, you'll continue to struggle with clutter, feeling overwhelmed by too many things and wasting precious time looking for things that should be where they belong. But if you stick with me until the end of this video, you'll discover how to create a space that not only looks organized, but actually works for your everyday life. What makes this approach even more special is that it adapts perfectly to our current pace of life. I'll show you how small changes can generate big transformations. Get ready, because one of these tips will completely change the way you see your personal objects, and I guarantee that you will never accumulate unnecessary things in the same way again. Tip 1. Keep only the essentials. The first rule for keeping your home organized is simple but revolutionary. Each object needs to have a real function in your life. We often keep things thinking that one day we will use them, but that day never comes. The result? Clogged drawers, overflowing closets, and a constant feeling of suffocation. The problem starts when we confuse quantity with safety. We think that having lots of options makes us more prepared, but in reality, having too many options paralyzes us. When you have 15 pens in your drawer, you end up wasting time looking for the one that works. When you have 10 pens, you can't find the one you need when you're in a rush. To put this tip into practice, start by asking yourself a simple question about each item in your home. Have I used this in the last 6 months? If the answer is no, it's time to say goodbye. But be careful, you don't have to throw everything out at once. Separate your items into 3 boxes: keep, donate, and discard. The items in the keep box should have a specific place that is easy to access. Let's look at a practical example. In the kitchen, keep only the utensils that you actually use. If you cook for 2 people, you don't need a set of pans for 10. If you don't bake cakes, that special pan can go to someone who will value it. The same goes for clothes. If you didn't wear it last year, you probably won't wear it next year. The benefits of this change are immediate. First, you save time because everything is easier to find. Second, cleaning becomes much faster when there are fewer objects to move. Third, you develop a more critical eye for new purchases, avoiding bringing home things you don't need. And last but not least, your mind is at ease in a clutter-free environment. Tip 2. Create specific places for everything. Every object in your home needs to have a fixed address. It seems obvious, but most people don't follow this basic rule. The result is always the same: rushing to find your car keys, your cell phone charger, or that important bill that needs to be paid. The big problem with not having defined places is that our minds waste unnecessary energy trying to remember where we left things. This causes stress and takes away time that could be used for more enjoyable activities. Furthermore, when each person in the family keeps their objects in different places, confusion multiplies. The solution is simpler than it seems. Start with the items you use every day. Designate a specific place for keys, glasses, important documents, and medications. Choose places that make sense: keys near the front door, glasses on the nightstand, documents in a dedicated folder in the office. Here's an example that works really well. At the entrance of your home, install a small hook or leave a decorative tray where everyone should put their keys and wallets as soon as they arrive. In your bedroom, have a small table or drawer just for everyday personal items. In your kitchen, Set aside a drawer for the most frequently used utensils and always keep them in the same position. The magic happens when this becomes a habit. Within a few weeks, you'll be putting things in their rightful place without even thinking about it. Your children and grandchildren will naturally learn where everything goes. Mornings will be more peaceful because you won't waste time looking for anything. The whole house works like a well-oiled system where each piece has its place and function. Tip 3. Use the 5-minute rule. One of the biggest causes of clutter is letting small tasks pile up until they become a big problem. The 5-minute rule is simple. If something can be done in 5 minutes or less, do it now. Don't put it off until later. The problem arises when we treat small tasks as if they were insignificant. Leaving a dish in the sink, not putting away clean clothes, not putting away shoes. Each item seems small, but together they create a sense of chaos that weighs on our minds. Furthermore, small tasks become bigger when they accumulate. 5 dishes are easier to wash than 20. In practice, this rule works like this. If you finish using a glass, wash it immediately. If you take off a piece of clothing, put it in its place or in the laundry basket. If you get the mail, open it and organize it immediately. If you receive a bill, put it in the right place or pay it if possible. These small gestures become automatic and keep the house always in order. Let me give you an example from everyday life. You've just finished eating breakfast. Instead of leaving everything on the table, spend 3 minutes putting the butter in the fridge, washing the cup, and wiping down the table. When you come home at the end of the day, your kitchen will be clean and welcoming, ready for the next use. The benefits are extraordinary. First, you will never again face a completely messy house because maintenance is constant. Second, general cleaning becomes much faster and easier. Third, you develop a sense of discipline that extends to other areas of your life. And fourth, your home will always be presentable for unexpected guests, which brings a sense of security and confidence. Now, before we continue with the next tips, I have a special request for you. If this content is helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any tips. And tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing that we're connected everywhere. Let's continue with more secrets to transform your home. Tip 4. Invest in natural light. Natural light is the most underrated secret to making a home feel bigger, cleaner, and more welcoming. Well-lit spaces naturally convey a sense of freshness and order that no light bulb can fully replicate. The problem is that many people close curtains and blinds to protect furniture or for privacy, without realizing that they are creating dark and heavy environments. Poorly lit spaces seem smaller, dirtier, and even more disorganized, even when they are tidy. The lack of natural light also affects our mood and disposition. To maximize natural light, start by opening all your windows in the morning. Replace heavy curtains with lighter fabrics or blinds that allow you to control the amount of light entering without completely blocking it out. Keep your windows clean at all times, as dirty glass can significantly reduce the amount of light entering. Strategically position mirrors to reflect and multiply natural light. A practical example: if you have a window in your living room, place a mirror on the opposite wall to double the sensation of light. In the kitchen, keep the window above the sink free of objects that could block the light. In the bedroom, choose curtains that you can open completely during the day, creating a cheerful and energizing environment. The benefits of natural light go far beyond aesthetics. First, your electricity bill goes down because you use fewer lights during the day. Second, natural light has properties that improve our well-being and sleep quality. Third, bright spaces are easier to clean because you can see where the dirt is better. And finally, homes with good natural light are more valued and attractive to anyone who visits them. Tip 5. Choose light and neutral colors. The colors of walls, furniture, and decoration have an incredible power to transform the perception of a space. Light and neutral colors create a feeling of spaciousness, cleanliness, and tranquility that is the basis of a home that is always organized and welcoming. The most common mistake is to choose very dark or vibrant colors for large surfaces, thinking that it will look more elegant or modern. In reality, dark tones make spaces seem smaller and can create a feeling of heaviness and oppression. Very vibrant colors, on the other hand, can tire the eyes and compete with the decor, creating a visually confusing space. The most effective strategy is to use light tones as a base and add personality through details. White, light beige, or very soft, gray walls open up the room and serve as a neutral backdrop for any decor. Furniture in light wood or painted in soft tones complements this base without overwhelming the look. Let's look at a practical example. Imagine a room with white walls, a beige or light gray sofa, and a natural wood table. To give it personality, add colorful pillows, a rug with a soft pattern, or some plants. The result is a space that seems larger, cleaner, and where any mess is more visible, which naturally encourages the maintenance of order. There are many advantages to choosing this option. First, neutral-colored environments are timeless and never go out of style, saving money on constant renovations. Second, it is much easier to combine decorative objects and furniture when the base is neutral. Third, light colors reflect light better, enhancing the effect of natural lighting. And fourth, these tones convey calm and serenity, creating an environment that is more conducive to relaxation and well-being. Tip 6. Integrate natural elements. Bringing nature into your home is one of the most effective ways to create a balanced and harmonious environment. Plants, wood, stones, and other natural elements have the power to soften any space and convey a sense of freshness and life. Many people avoid plants because they think they are a hassle or because they have had negative experiences in the past. Others prefer synthetic decor, thinking it is more practical. The problem is that spaces without natural elements can feel cold, artificial, and lacking in personality, even when they are perfectly organized. The solution is to start small and choose plants that suit your lifestyle. If you travel a lot, opt for succulents or cacti that require little water. If you have little natural light, there are plants that adapt well to the shade. In addition to plants, you can use clay pots, baskets, natural wood furniture, and decorative stones. A simple and effective example: place a small plant on the living room table, another in the bathroom, and perhaps a larger one in a corner of the bedroom. Use pots made of natural materials such as clay or fiber. In the kitchen, fresh herbs in small pots are both functional and decorative. A natural wood table or bamboo accents complete the look. The benefits are astounding. First, plants purify the air and increase humidity, improving the quality of the environment. Second, natural elements have a scientifically proven calming effect, reducing stress and anxiety. Third, keeping plants creates a relaxing and rewarding routine. And fourth, environments with natural touches are more inviting and welcoming for the whole family and visitors. Tip 7. Keep surfaces clear. Clear surfaces are the key to a home that always looks organized, even when it's not perfectly tidy. Tables, countertops, dressers, and other furniture should have as few objects on them as possible. The problem arises when we use these surfaces as temporary storage. A bill here, a magazine there, an object that doesn't have a proper place. Before long, these surfaces become cluttered and the whole house looks messy, even if everything else is in order. In addition, occupied surfaces are harder to clean and accumulate dust quickly. The strategy is to define that each surface should have a maximum of 3 decorative or functional items. On the coffee table, for example, you could have a vase of flowers, a beautiful book, and a remote control on an elegant tray. On the bedroom dresser, you could only have a photo frame, an aroma diffuser, and perhaps a small plant. Let's take a practical example. Look at your kitchen table right now. Remove everything that is not essential. Leave only a simple centerpiece, such as a small vase or a pretty fruit bowl. All other items should have specific places in drawers or cabinets. The same goes for your bedside table, just a lamp, a book, and maybe a glass of water. The results are immediate and impressive. First, cleaning becomes much faster and easier when there are fewer objects to remove and replace. Second, rooms with clear surfaces instantly appear larger and more organized. Third, you avoid clutter accumulating because there is no place to put random objects. And fourth, staying organized becomes easier because each clean surface motivates you to keep the rest of your home in the same standard. Before I move on to the next tip, I want to tell you about something special I prepared for those who want to go beyond this video. It's a complete guide with organization secrets that completely transformed my home and can transform yours too. The link is in the pinned comment, and for a limited time, I'm offering a special discount for channel subscribers. Now let's continue with the next tips, which are some of my favorites. Tip 8. Create organization routines. Organization doesn't happen by magic. It's the result of small daily routines that become natural habits. Having specific moments of the day dedicated to maintaining order is what makes the difference between a house that's always tidy and one that only gets organized during the weekly cleaning. The biggest mistake is to think that organization is something you do once and that's it. In fact, keeping your home tidy is like taking care of your health. It requires constant attention, but in small doses. People who leave everything for a big cleaning party on the weekend end up overwhelmed and losing motivation. The best approach is to create 3 basic moments: 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the middle of the day, and 10 minutes before bed. In the morning, you make your bed, put away your pajamas, and tidy your room. In the middle of the day, you quickly tidy up the kitchen after lunch. In the evening, you pick up any misplaced items and prepare your space for the next day. An example of an effective nighttime routine. Go through the house and pick up any misplaced items, take plates and glasses to the kitchen, fold and put away any clothes that are left on the chairs, prepare the next day's clothes, and get everything ready for a peaceful morning. It only takes 10 minutes to make all the difference. The benefits of these routines are life-changing. First, you'll never wake up to a messy house again, which significantly improves your morning mood. Second, the tasks become automatic and don't weigh on your mind. Third, you save hours on the weekend because maintenance is ongoing. And fourth, the whole family can participate, creating a sense of shared responsibility and teamwork. Tip 9. Invest in smart storage solutions. Having the right furniture can make all the difference between an organized home and a messy one. It's not about buying expensive furniture, but rather choosing pieces that have multiple functions and help keep everything in its proper place. The problem arises when we buy furniture thinking only about its aesthetics without considering its functionality. A beautiful sofa that doesn't have a compartment to store blankets and cushions misses out on an opportunity for organization. A coffee table that is merely decorative waste space that could be used for discreet storage. The solution is to choose furniture that is both beautiful and functional. Beds with drawers underneath, tables with shelves, ottomans that open to store objects, shelves that divide spaces and create storage spaces. Each piece should work in your favor to maintain order. Let's look at some practical examples. A box spring bed with drawers underneath can store bed linens, out-of-season blankets, or even shoes. A bench in the hallway with a compartment inside can be used to sit and put on shoes, but can also store cleaning products or seasonal items. A bookshelf in the living room can be used not only for books, but also for discreet organizing baskets. The advantages are many and lasting. First, you maximize the use of available space, which is especially important in smaller homes. Second, objects stored in suitable furniture are better preserved and protected from dust. Third, well-planned storage solutions maintain the aesthetics of the home because everything is stored in an organized manner. And fourth, functional furniture is an investment that increases the value of the property and makes daily life easier for the whole family. Tip 10. Practice conscious detachment. The last and perhaps most important tip is to develop a new relationship with material objects. Conscious detachment does not mean getting rid of everything, but rather keeping only that which truly adds value to your life and brings genuine happiness. The biggest obstacle is emotional attachment to objects that have already served their purpose. We keep clothes that no longer fit, books that we will never read again, decorations that no longer match our current taste. This accumulation creates physical and mental weight, taking up space that could be used for things that really matter in the present. The practice of conscious detachment begins with asking each object a simple question. Does this bring me joy today? If the answer is yes, hold on to it. If it's no, be grateful for the time it was with you and allow it to find someone who will value it. It's not about quantity, but about quality and purpose. A transformative example: when reviewing your closet, keep only clothes that you really like to wear and that look good on you today. Donate items that are stored for when I lose weight or for special occasions that never come. The same goes for books, kitchen utensils, and decorative objects. Each item you keep should have a real reason for being there. The results of this practice are profound and liberating. First, you develop clarity about what really matters in your life, which translates into better purchasing decisions. Second, spaces with fewer objects are easier to clean and organize. Third, you create physical and mental space for new experiences and opportunities. And fourth, the act of giving and sharing generates a sense of lightness and purpose that contributes to emotional well-being. We've reached the end of an incredible journey of discovery. You've just learned 10 essential secrets that can completely transform your home and your quality of life. It's not just about organization, but about creating an environment that works for you every day. Remember, an organized home doesn't happen overnight, but each small change you make will bring visible results. Start with a tip that makes the most sense to you today. Maybe it's freeing up surfaces, creating specific places for each object, or maybe investing in more natural light. The most important thing is to understand that you have the power to transform your home into a haven of peace and functionality. You don't need a lot of money. You don't need a big house. You just need intention and small, consistent actions. Every organized drawer, every free surface, every routine created is a step towards the lighter life you deserve. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these tips will you put into practice first? Which change do you think will have the biggest impact on your home? Share your answer in the comments, and let's create a community of people who believe in the transformative power of a well-maintained home. Your experience may inspire others to begin their own transformation journey.